Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Enfys Tarot. Today is August 19th, 2024, and it's a good day. It's a special day because we are going to be experiencing a full blue moon today. And this moon is in Aquarius, and we are still in Leo season. So what that means is we have this amazing opportunity to connect and commune with others, as well as identifying and honoring ourselves as individuals and understanding how we can best contribute to the greater good. So that's a really big deal. I hope that everyone today is able to get into that groove where you are really honoring your individuality and shining out there for others and finding out how you can be tapped in to your community on a deeper level and see what works. I do want to invite everyone to please subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I'm planning on doing a full moon reading this evening. It will be a live tarot reading. I'll start that at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And anyone who wants to pop in, you can just pop in a little message in the chat box, and I'd be happy to answer any tarot questions that you have. I'm doing free live readings, one question per visitor, and it's a lot of fun. It seems to be really helpful for a lot, and I think that tonight is the perfect opportunity to have another one of these live tarot readings. So remember to subscribe so that you get those notifications for when it's about to begin, and you can hop on and ask some questions and see if we can get the tarot guides to answer those for you. So I'm going to continue shuffling just for a moment. I feel like we're just about ready to start pulling here. I'm not sure yet what our community reading is going to be about today, but we will find out. This is a great reading. This is a great card to get started when we're talking about teamwork and communicating and cooperating and contributing, because this is the Three of Pentacles, which is the teamwork card. This is a card all about knowing how best to work with your team, having a common goal, and communicating really well in order to achieve those goals. So we're off to a great start today with this. Then we've got the Hierophant, which is totally appropriate considering how many different cultures and belief systems rely on the moon. The moon is a recurring, the full moon is a recurring force. People feel it when we're in a full moon. Whether you fully understand everything about the moon or not is sort of beside the point. Most of us do feel the changes that come with the moon. And the Hierophant card is a card all about ritual and tradition and leaning into those tried and true higher powers and institutions where we can rely on their wisdom and knowledge and input. And there's a sense of community here as well, because we are talking about institutions. And then we've got the Chariot. And then we've got the Nine of Wands in reverse. So the Chariot talks about using the opposing forces, which actually works very well with Aquarius and Leo because they are two very similar and also oppositional forces. Like I said, the Aquarian is going to be focused on how they can best support their community and connect with others. As an individual, though, they are often rule breakers, they're often rebels, they're often those who see what needs to be fixed. They are the dissidents of something, and they cause a little bit of ruckus, but it's always for the greater good. And then you've got the Leo, who tends to be extremely charming, and typically they walk about with a sense of courage and pride, not necessarily in a negative sense, but they have confidence about who they are, and that confidence allows them to shine in their communities from an individual standpoint. by default, Leos tend to bring joy and charisma where they go, and that does tend to support their communities, but it's coming from the opposite end of the spectrum. So the Chariot is really focusing on the Leo and the Aquarius today, getting together and propelling forward. Now, the Nine of Wands coming in reverse here is suggesting that if you're feeling any kind of blockage, if you're feeling right now that, you're overwhelmed or you are not sure what to do next, this could be the energy of the full moon getting a little bit like running away with your emotional state. You're not really sure what to do with this kind of energy. And it's okay. This card is calling to you to say, please step back in there and move forward. This card is showing how far you've come and how far you need to go. And this individual here has a real clear understanding of how far they've come and how they're feeling right here. And they're still making the decision if they want to continue moving forward. And with this card being in reverse, it's inviting you to go ahead and take that next step. So use the full moon energy tonight to go ahead and take that next step and see where you're going. You don't necessarily have to have a plan in place at this point. It's more about keeping the momentum going. And then we've got Temperance, and the Temperance card really does balance the elements. It balances us. There's a lot of water here. We know that water is something else that is dictated by the pull of the moon. And ultimately, this card asks you to continue being centered as yourself, continue being the real you in all situations. So as you're going through your day to day, make sure that you are being fully present and you're being super aware of what you bring to the table. And this again is big Aquarius Leo energy in terms of this blue moon today. I mean, this is a really clear sign about how we want to be today in order to grasp and embrace this full moon energy. This is very powerful energy. I'm feeling it. I imagine most people are feeling it. Let me pull these cards to the side. I think that was a great opening, just sort of to preface today. A lot of times Spirit will want to kind of get everybody on the same page, and it certainly did do it with that first spread. I'm going to pull a few more to see if there's a message that we need to hear about specifics. So let me just shuffle these back up a little bit and just call out to our spirit guides and ask, what do we need to know today? How can we best move forward? All right. Let's see. Oh, okay. Okay, so if you are experiencing any challenges today, there's a sense of not being able to stay on task. There's a sense of challenges becoming too overwhelming, and you're feeling like you're not going to be able to accomplish what it is you intend to accomplish. I've got to get this glare situation figured out here. That's a little better. Let's get these cards pushed over here. So you've got the Seven of Wands, which is in reverse. The Seven of Wands, when it's in the upright position, basically says that yes, you have challenges and obstacles, but you're very capable of managing those. Right now, you might not be feeling that. You might be feeling overwhelmed and like there are some things that you really can't maintain control of. That's why the Tower is coming in. The Tower is the great shakeup. It's discomfort, but it's a necessary discomfort. This is what's needed in order to really shake things up and allow things to percolate so that we know where we need to be going next. So if anybody's feeling overwhelmed today, there's a chance that you are faced with actually losing grip on whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. And that's okay, because at the moment, things are not being doled out fairly. There's a strong imbalance today, based around this situation. I don't know who these cards are for, but you'll know. If these cards belong to you, you'll know it. Ultimately, if you're in this situation, you need to allow this tower to happen. Don't resist it. Don't try to hold on to things that aren't working, okay? Let things fall apart a little bit. And then once you're able to regroup, you need to just charge ahead. Move forward with Knight of Swords energy. This is very clear thinking energy. This is decisive action based on a clear plan. All right, so that's where you need to be right now. You're not there right now because you're not able to maintain these challenges, and there's a strong imbalance of power and resources as well. You need the tower in order to shake that up and bring clarity. Okay, and once you stop resisting this, you will be able to have a real clear idea of how to move forward. And once you have that, run with it. Okay. Now let me see if there's one more reading, because I know that that was very, very specific for a certain subset of people. And I'm going to go ahead and read one more spread for whatever other subset is listening today. There's always big energy in a full moon, and that is probably why you're feeling overwhelmed and you're feeling like things aren't balanced and you're feeling like things are falling apart, and you do need things to come to a head. You need this shakeup, and you need some things to fall apart in order to move forward. Let's see what this is about. Okay, well, now we have the Knight of Swords in reverse. Okay, so these cards came up. So this is interesting because this means that there's a group of people who are really on the opposite end of the spectrum. They're not thinking very clearly now. They're leaning on their intuition, and they're able to navigate these obstacles. So I'm wondering if this could work even for the first subset of people. Lean into your intuition today, guys, because you want to get to this place where you're thinking clearly again. But right now, if you're in this group, right here in this group, you are able to maintain, you are able to navigate the challenges because you're leaning into your intuition. I find that really interesting. And this is big Emperor energy. The Emperor is the card that denotes absolute control over a situation the best way possible. It's like the captain of a ship. The Emperor knows what's needed. They know how to execute and make sure that things run smoothly. That being said, there's going to be some delayed gratification. The Ace of Pentacles is in reverse, as well as the Ten of Cups. So if you're working on something right now and you are feeling like you're able to maintain and you're leaning into your intuition and your aptitude for having things run smoothly, just be a little patient. It's not going to happen today. There will be success, but it's going to be delayed success. If you try to rush it and you try to make this happen right now, you're going to be disappointed, which makes sense as to why the King of Swords is in reverse. So if you're in this group of people, make sure you continue leaning into your intuition, continue leaning into your aptitude for understanding the situation, and be patient. If you rush, you're going to find disappointment, okay? Just be patient. All right, let me clear these cards out. Let me pull one last card. I always like to end with one last card. Just ask for our guides to give us one more thought, one more something to rest with and to take with us today and to be present to. Judgment. Okay, make sure you're looking at things with a clear perspective today. The Judgment card is the card that actually fits very well for the last two subset readings that we just did, both of those spreads. Either group must pay attention to what's actually happening, okay? Don't apply false judgment to yourself or others. Make sure you're thinking clearly. And even those who are in the group that are leaning into their intuition right now, even that group does have the Emperor card. So it's still important to be thinking clearly with no filter, okay? No brain filter, no preconceived notions, no prejudice. Really accept things at face value today. Don't apply meaning. Tonight or today might be a good time for you to pick up the book, The Four Agreements, and read that chapter on assigning meaning to things if you're struggling with that currently. Because you really do want to be using your best judgment with things. Really use common sense, really see things for face value, and accept the truth for what it is. Don't apply any of your own thoughts or opinions to that right now. Just accept it for what it is. And that's a great card to have on a day of the full moon. They're going to be really playing very well together. That's some really big energy for you to be putting into the Judgment card today. So I appreciate these readings. I hope that you guys got something out of those. I hope that this video reaches the people that it needs to reach. If you haven't already, again, please subscribe. Please share my channel with your friends. And stop back in this evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and have an opportunity to ask a question to have that answered for you live during a streaming session. All right, thanks guys. Have a great day. Enjoy the full moon energy. Leo and Aquarius.